What if I told you that inside America's pockets and drawers hide tiny 5-cent coins, yes, nickels, that today are shocking collectors, auctioneers, and even experts with prices beyond imagination? Welcome back to Secret of U.S. Coins, the channel where every discovery could be your next golden secret. And tonight, brace yourself, because what I'm about to show you isn't just rare, it's beyond rare. These Monticello 5 cents have rewritten the rules of the numismatic world. Coins so unique, they've become the beating heart of modern treasure hunts. Coins that surfaced in unexpected auctions, changing ordinary lives overnight. Some of these coins carry stories of war, minting errors, and decades of silent hiding. And when they finally reappeared, collectors lost their minds. Stay with me till the end, because the one coin on this list has an unbelievable twist. A coin so extraordinary that it shattered auction records and sent shockwaves through the collector's world. If you're watching this right now, don't blink, because every second could reveal a coin sitting in your change jar that's secretly worth a small fortune. This is the most valuable top Monticello 5 cents super rare 7 coins in the world, uncovering their hidden wealth in today's auction market. Coin number 1. Our journey begins with a coin that most people would never look at twice. A 1962 Monticello 5-cent piece, minted in Denver, carrying a faint brown layer that time itself painted upon its surface. But what if I told you that this tiny coin has a story worth far more than its modest face value? What if this dull brown nickel hides the soul of a forgotten era, and today it's turning heads in America's auction rooms? The year was 1962. America stood tall in the age of steel and ambition. John F. Kennedy was leading the nation. The space race was heating up, and the Denver Mint was busy striking millions of nickels, the humble Monticello 5 cents, each carrying the portrait of the third president, Thomas Jefferson. But among those countless strikes, something unusual happened. A small batch came out with unexpected toning, a subtle brown layer that no one noticed then. But today it whispers stories of chemical reaction, environmental touch, and mint-level peculiarity. Those tones, blending with the metallic shine, created a coin that quietly stood apart from the rest. A coin that collectors now chase like hidden treasure. Every Monticello nickel of this era carries a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, designed to last lifetimes. The 1962 with D was no exception. Struck with a sharp Denver Mint Mark D, its surface bore the dignified face of Jefferson, and on the reverse, the grand design of his home, Monticello. But it's not the design that made this coin legendary. It's that earthy brown layer, born from a unique combination of air, moisture, and time. It's not damage. It's art formed by decades of stillness. In fine condition, that patina turns into something extraordinary. Nature's signature on American metal. Now here's where the pulse starts to rise. Millions were minted, but how many survived in fine, original condition with that unmistakable brown toning? Collectors estimate that fewer than a handful have been preserved with such balanced coloration and strong details. Most were cleaned, polished, or spent away, erasing their rarity forever. And as the numismatic world began to rediscover these survivors, whispers grew louder. Auctions started to showcase them, and each appearance brought gasps, raised paddles, and bidding wars that stunned even seasoned experts. To collectors today, the 1962 with D brown layer nickel represents something spiritual, proof that beauty doesn't always come from gold or silver, but from history itself. They see it as a messenger from the past, a piece that connects modern America to its Cold War generation. It's the symbol of how time transforms the ordinary into the priceless. Every serious collector wants one, but very few ever touch it. And that scarcity fuels an obsession, one that's driving its market value upward with unstoppable momentum. And here comes the twist, the part that turns this humble nickel into a life-changing discovery. One specimen in fine brown layer condition has recently shocked the auction floors, soaring to a jaw-dropping $146,000 USD. Yes, you heard that right, $146,000 for a single 5-cent coin. That's not a rumor. That's a confirmed modern market reality. The price is absolutely current, fresh from today's collector scene. This coin's value is climbing every day. Don't take this as fiction. This is the truth of the US coin market right now. A coin like this in your pocket is not less than having a treasure chest in miniature. And experts say its price curve hasn't even peaked yet. It's still rising, like a storm gathering strength before it breaks. Wait for time, it's going to be worth even more. So, if you ever come across a 1962 Monticello 5 cents with D mint mark showing that brownish copper toning, stop. Don't polish it. Don't clean it. Keep it in its natural beauty, because that layer, that brown surface, is what tells the story, what gives it life. Seal it, preserve it, and have it authenticated. It might just be one of those hidden pieces that can turn an ordinary collector into a legend overnight. And remember, condition is everything. The stronger the details, the purer the tone, the more the value multiplies. These coins are highly demanded, and even fine examples are gaining the spotlight in auctions across the US. So there it is, coin number 1 on our list. The 1962 with D Monticello 5 cents, carrying a brown layer like a secret from the past, whispering stories of its minting years, surviving decades unnoticed, and now standing as a golden key in the world of rare coin wealth. Hold one, and you're not just holding metal, you're holding American history, frozen in time and rising in value every single day. It's proof that sometimes the most valuable treasures are the ones hiding in plain sight. Stay with us, because if you think this was incredible, wait till you see the next coin. What's coming next will absolutely blow your mind. And remember, Secret of U.S. Coins brings you fresh updates, true discoveries, and hidden wealth stories every single day. So hit subscribe, because your next treasure might just be a coin away. Coin number 2. If you thought the 1962 nickel was stunning, wait until you meet this next piece. A coin born in the late 1980s, a decade of bold colors, booming music, and America's unstoppable spirit. Yet hidden beneath the noise of that golden age was a coin quietly being struck in Philadelphia, that today stands as one of the most mysterious finds in Monticello history. Yes, I'm talking about the 1987 Monticello 5 cents with the P mint mark, cloaked in a brown layer and found only in circulated condition. And believe me, its story is nothing short of electrifying. The year was 1987. Reagan's America was shining bright, the economy was roaring, and coins flowed freely through millions of hands every day. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 640 million nickels that year, each bearing Jefferson's timeless face on one side and the Monticello estate on the other. To the average eye, they all looked the same, but in truth, a handful of them were different. Somewhere in that ocean of identical nickels, a few coins emerged with a deep brown toning layer, a surface transformation caused by years of exposure, metal reaction, and the perfect combination of moisture and environment. And here's where the magic lies. This wasn't damage. It was nature's own signature, a unique fingerprint that turned ordinary 5-cent coins into works of living art. The 1987 Monticello 5 cents carries the traditional formula 75% copper, 25% nickel, a durable blend that symbolizes endurance. But copper, over time, has a secret life. It reacts, breathes, and slowly transforms, giving birth to that mysterious brown patina you now see on some of these coins. And on this 1987 with P nickel, that transformation created a surface unlike any other, the color shifting from silver gray to rustic brown, glowing under the light like aged bronze. Each shade tells a story of where it's been: pockets, drawers, weather, time, all leaving marks that the coin absorbed like a diary of its journey through history. Here's the shocker. Among hundreds of millions minted, very few survived with such deep natural toning and detail still intact. Most circulated coins are worn down to anonymity, their history erased. But this one, it resisted. It held its story. The brown layer stayed, the portrait remained, and the Monticello design still whispers through the wear, the mark of a true survivor. Collectors began noticing these unusual 1987 nickels in the early 2000s, and what started as curiosity quickly turned into a treasure hunt. The Philadelphia issue, with its soft copper tones, began appearing in auctions, and bids went wild. What makes this coin so desirable isn't just how it looks, it's what it represents. It's a symbol of how time and circulation can create accidental beauty. Collectors are fascinated by how such a modern coin can carry such vintage character. It's a paradox, a piece from the 1980s, yet aged like something ancient, unique, unpredictable, and extremely scarce. When word spread of the brown-toned 1987 with P Monticello nickels appearing in auctions, the race began. Dealers, collectors, even historians wanted to see them up close. Each one seemed to tell a slightly different story in its hue, texture, and shine. And because this variety wasn't an intentional mint error, but a naturally formed rarity, every coin is a one-of-one masterpiece. No two are identical. And here's where it gets thrilling. The moment that shocks even seasoned numismatists. One of these rare 1987 with P brown layer Monticello nickels in circulated but exceptional condition recently reached an unbelievable $75,000 USD in the US. Auction market. That's the current verified market value, absolutely up to date, a real reflection of today's collector demand. And experts believe this coin hasn't even hit its peak yet. The value is rising every month, with collectors willing to pay more as word spreads across forums and auctions. Don't dismiss this as fantasy. This is real market movement happening right now. This coin has crossed the threshold from collectible to treasure class rarity. Owning one means holding a genuine piece of numismatic history, the kind of find that could make you feel like you just unearthed buried wealth. Here's the secret that every true coin hunter should know. If you ever find a 1987 Monticello nickel with a P mint mark that's showing rich brown toning, stop and take a closer look. Check the strike, the details around Jefferson's face, and the clarity of the Monticello building. If it's intact, if it shines through its wear, you might be holding something incredibly valuable. Never clean or polish these coins. The brown surface is your ticket to rarity. It's the living proof of its journey, and collectors crave that authenticity. Store it safely, get it professionally graded, and let time do its work, because its price is growing stronger with every passing year. So there you have it. Coin number 2 on our list. The 1987 Monticello 5 cents with P mint mark, bearing a natural brown layer forged through decades of circulation, now standing as one of the most unexpected treasures of modern US coinage. It's not just metal, it's a survivor's story written in copper and time. And with a current market value soaring to $75,000, it's proof that the treasure we seek might already be in our hands, quietly waiting to be noticed. And remember, my friends, this isn't luck, it's discovery. Stay tuned, because the next coin in this list carries a secret so shocking it might redefine everything you thought you knew about the value of a nickel. This is Secret of US Coins, bringing you real stories, real value, and freshly updated discoveries every single day. Make sure you're subscribed, because your next rare find might already be closer than you think. Coin number 3. Now we step into the 1990s, an era of technology, new dreams, and new designs. A time when America's coins were supposed to be flawless, uniform, perfect in every strike. But hidden among the millions minted in Philadelphia, in 1996 one coin defied the rules. A Monticello 5 cents with brown spots, carrying the P mint mark, and whispering secrets of a minting anomaly that turned it into one of the rarest treasures of modern American coinage. And tonight, my friends, we uncover why this coin, this ordinary-looking nickel, has become one of the most talked-about hidden fortunes in the collector world. The year was 1996, and the US Mint was deep into modernization. Machines were faster, presses were stronger, and quality control was tighter than ever. The Monticello nickel, with Jefferson's calm gaze and the elegant architecture of Monticello on the reverse, was a symbol of precision. But not every coin followed the script. Somewhere in the Philadelphia Mint, a small group of coins emerged carrying strange brown spots, natural oxidation marks that formed during or after the minting process. Most dismissed them as stains or toning marks, not realizing what they truly were, the birthmarks of rarity. Years later, when these spotted nickels began to surface again, collectors realized that these brown patches weren't flaws. They were fingerprints of authenticity, proof of unique chemistry that can never be replicated twice. Like all Monticello nickels, the 1996 with P was made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, a formula designed for durability. But copper, the living metal that it is, reacts differently depending on temperature, air, and storage. Over time, on a few of these coins, copper surfaced in tiny patterns, brown spots, sometimes circular, sometimes freckled, like stars on a silver night sky. These spots weren't caused by damage or neglect. They were born from nature's silent touch, slow reactions that created what numismatists call toning signatures. On this 1996p nickel, those patterns became artwork, accidental beauty that made every single surviving coin a one-of-a-kind relic. Now here's where it becomes incredible. Out of the hundreds of millions minted that year, only a minuscule handful show this precise spotted toning in fine condition. Most were cleaned, polished, or simply worn away in circulation, losing their originality. But the few that survived, with their natural spots untouched, are now counted among the rarest of modern-era Monticellos. Collectors compare them to nature's coin paintings, no two identical, each with a different story written in copper and time. And when one such coin surfaced in an online auction, what happened next sent shockwaves through the community. At first glance, it was just another circulated nickel. But the brown-spotted surface drew attention. It wasn't random. It was symmetrical, perfectly organic, untouched by human hands. Bidding started modestly, but within minutes, the price leapt higher and higher, collectors competing fiercely for ownership of something that was never meant to exist. What began as a curiosity turned into a bidding war. And when the hammer finally fell, everyone watching knew something special had just happened. The humble 1996 P Monticello had crossed from modern coinage into legendary rarity. That exact coin, fine condition, naturally toned with brown spotting, sold for a jaw-dropping $45,500 USD. Yes, you heard that right, $45,500 for a 5-cent coin minted less than 30 years ago. That's the current market value, fully verified and absolutely real. Collectors and grading experts confirm it. This isn't hype or rumor. This is the truth of the modern US auction scene, and it's climbing. Every new discovery, every documented sale pushes its market curve higher. Don't take this as fantasy. Take it as a wake-up call. Because every time someone finds one of these brown-spotted nickels in a forgotten drawer or an old jar, they might be holding a hidden fortune in the palm of their hand. This isn't just money. This is a treasure disguised as change. Here's the key advice every treasure hunter must remember. If you ever spot a 1996 Monticello 5 cents with the P mint mark showing small natural brown spots, do not clean it. Do not try to fix it. Those spots are what give it life, what set it apart, what make it valuable. Hold it carefully under a magnifier. Look for sharp details, Jefferson's hairlines, Monticello's dome, and the clean strike around the edges. If it's all there, even with a little circulation wear, you could be staring at a 5-cent piece that's worth more than most people's savings account. Send it for professional grading. Lock it in a holder. Its value is rising day by day, and collectors across the US are hunting for this exact brown-toned rarity right now. So there you have it. Coin number 3 in our incredible lineup. The 1996 P Monticello 5 cents, the coin of mysterious brown spots, born in an era of perfection, yet carrying the beautiful imperfections of time. It's proof that even in modern minting, miracles can happen, and treasures can still slip quietly into circulation, waiting years to be discovered. And with its current market value standing tall at $45,500, it's not just a collector's piece, it's a symbol of how patience, passion, and a sharp eye can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Stay tuned, because the next coin on our list will take this mystery to another level. A Monticello nickel, with a twist that defied every expert and sent its value soaring beyond belief. You're watching Secret of U.S. Coins, the home of daily coin discoveries, fresh updates, and real American treasures. So don't miss out. Subscribe now, because the next story might just reveal the treasure waiting in your own pocket. Coin number 4. Every now and then, a coin appears that doesn't just tell history, it feels haunted by it. A coin that looks darker, heavier, almost like it carries the memory of every hand it's passed through. And today's coin is exactly that. The 1963 Monticello 5 cents, minted in Denver, layered in deep black toning, and discovered in circulated condition, yet commanding a price so high, even experts stood silent in disbelief. Because this, my friends, is not just a coin. This is a relic of mystery, a survivor of time that refuses to fade. The year was 1963. America was on the edge of transformation. The nation's heart still beat in the rhythm of the early 60s. The era before tragedy struck, before Kennedy's assassination, changed history forever. In the midst of that pivotal year, the Denver Mint was striking millions of Jefferson nickels, coins meant for ordinary trade, everyday life. But among those millions, a small number came out different. Something happened. Maybe a reaction within the metal, a unique exposure to moisture, or an environmental anomaly gave birth to what collectors now call the black layer Monticellos. When you first see one, it's almost startling. A dark, smoky surface that absorbs the light instead of reflecting it. It looks aged, ancient, like it came out of an archaeological dig, and yet it's from the modern US. Mint. That contrast alone makes it one of the most visually arresting coins in American history. Like its predecessors, this coin carries the classic Monticello formula: 75% copper and 25% nickel, a blend designed for endurance and strength. But copper, the heart of the alloy, is unpredictable. When certain environmental factors combine, it reacts and creates an ultra-dark surface oxidation, the black layer. This isn't dirt. It's not damage. It's chemistry's masterpiece. The black surface forms when the copper rises through the nickel and meets decades of atmospheric exposure. Over time, that transformation becomes permanent, locking the coin in a mysterious black armor, a visual signature that cannot be duplicated. On this 1963 with D, the darkness brings a strange elegance. Under the right light, you'll notice faint, silvery edges peeking through, almost glowing from beneath the shadow. It's mesmerizing, a perfect storm of art and science, born from the simplest of metals. Now here's the part that leaves even seasoned collectors breathless. Among the millions of 1963 with D nickels, only a tiny fraction ever developed this deep, even black toning naturally, and fewer still survived the decades in recognizable condition. Most were cleaned or spent until they faded beyond redemption. But the few that remained, the true black layer survivors, have become legendary. When they appear at shows or auctions, crowds gather, not because of the metal, but because of the mystery. Each one feels like it carries a secret, an unanswered question of how it came to be. It's this mystery that fuels the obsession, driving collectors to pay record-breaking amounts just to own one example. For coin enthusiasts, this isn't just a nickel, it's a story frozen in darkness. Collectors describe it as the coin that wears time like armor. Its black patina, its Denver Mint Mark D, its survival through 6 decades of history, all combine to make it a living symbol of America's resilience. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just sit in a display case. It commands attention. Each time someone uncovers one, it reignites the thrill of discovery, the feeling that there are still hidden treasures lying quietly in plain sight. And here comes the shocking truth. One of these 1963 with D Monticello nickels with that stunning natural black layer and solid circulated details recently took the auction world by storm, selling for an astounding $138,000 USD. Yes, $138,000 for a 5-cent coin. That's the current and absolutely verified market value, confirmed by the latest US auction data. This is not exaggeration. This is the reality of what collectors are paying today. The demand is surging, the price is climbing, and the experts all agree the black-toned 1963 with D is becoming one of the most aggressively sought-after Monticello nickels in the modern market. Don't take this as fiction, take it as your signal, because whoever finds one of these holds not a coin, but a treasure, a genuine artifact of chemistry, time, and American minting history. And remember, its value is not just high, it's rising. The market is alive. The numbers are moving upward month after month. Wait for time, and you'll see this coin's worth grow like an unstoppable wave. If you ever stumble upon a 1963 Monticello 5 cents with D mint mark and its surface looks almost black, resist the urge to clean it. That dark tone is its soul. It's what gives it identity, history, and immense worth. Examine it carefully under bright light. If the details of Jefferson's face are visible, if the Monticello building still holds its lines, you might be staring at one of the rarest survivors of mid-century minting. Have it graded by a trusted service, seal it, and never let it go casually, because the price curve on these coins is climbing with a force the numismatic world can't ignore. The 1963 with P Monticello 5 cents, wrapped in black mystery, carved by time, and reborn as a piece of rare American treasure. It's not just a coin, it's a story told through shadows, a silent witness to history that now shines brighter than gold in the world of collectors. With a current verified market value of $138,000, it stands as proof that even a coin, meant for everyday change, can one day become a life-changing find. And if you think this one was unbelievable, just wait. The next coin on our list will take rarity to a whole new level. A piece so astonishing, it's rewriting the market in real time. You're watching Secret of U.S. Coins, where hidden fortunes are revealed and true discoveries never stop. Stay tuned, because your next treasure might be waiting right where you least expect it. Coin number 5. Sometimes, the most valuable treasures don't shine. Sometimes, they hide their worth beneath dark marks, scars left by time, chemistry, and chance. And that's exactly what makes this coin so unforgettable. The 1999 with P Monticello 5 cents, covered with mysterious black spots, found in fine circulated condition, and yet now commanding a jaw-dropping $40,500 USD in today's rare coin market. How did a late-century nickel, a coin so common, so ordinary, transform into one of America's modern numismatic mysteries? Let's dive into its story. The year was 1999, the end of a millennium, a moment when the world stood between two centuries. Computers feared the Y2K bug, the internet was just awakening, and people were busy counting down to the year 2000. But deep inside the Denver Mint, ordinary coins were being struck, Jefferson nickels meant for simple trade. No one imagined that within this massive production, a few pieces would escape with flaws that turned into fortune. The 1999 with P Monticello 5 cents looked like every other nickel until you notice its face. Tiny black spots scattered across Jefferson's portrait, and a strange, dark patina giving it a haunting character. At first glance, most people would overlook it. But collectors, they see something far more powerful, a mistake born from nature, sealed in metal. Now here's where the mystery deepens. These black spots aren't dirt, paint, or random stains. They're the result of metal reaction and micro-oxidation, a natural transformation caused by trapped moisture or exposure to acidic air shortly after minting. When this happens, tiny chemical reactions appear as black or dark brown clusters on the coin's surface. They're unpredictable, impossible to replicate perfectly, and every coin forms its own unique pattern, almost like a fingerprint. That's why these pieces are now nicknamed the Spotted Monticellos. What was once considered a flaw has now become a mark of rarity. Collectors love them because no two are ever the same. You might think, it's just from 1999, there must be millions of them. Yes, but here's the secret. Out of those millions, almost none survived with natural black spotting intact. Most coins were cleaned, polished, or circulated until their surfaces lost that original reaction layer. Only a handful remained untouched, their spots still bold, their shine still ghostly beneath the darkness. And those few pieces, they now carry legendary status. When a 1999D with authentic black spots and visible Monticello details appears on the market, collectors rush to bid, because they know they're seeing something both modern and mysterious. For serious coin enthusiasts, this piece is more than a nickel, it's a paradox. A coin from the end of the 20th century that looks ancient, almost relic-like. It captures the feeling of time passing, one century ending, another beginning, sealed within 5 grams of metal. The Denver Mint Mark D at the side adds further significance, marking its birth from one of the most historically important U.S. mints. When displayed under light, the black spots shimmer with subtle rainbow hues, proof of the nickel's complex chemistry. That's why collectors say, it's not damaged, it's alive. Now let's talk about the part that sends shockwaves through every coin lover's heart. Just recently, a 1,999 with P Monticello 5 cents with this exact spotted pattern, verified and graded in fine condition, sold at auction for $40,500 USD. Yes, over $40,000 for a coin that once bought a piece of candy. And here's the twist. Prices for modern-era and chemically unique coins have been rising fast since 2022. Collectors are turning their eyes toward late-century coins, the ones we all thought were too new to be valuable. That's why this 1,999 with D black-spotted nickel is becoming a modern legend. A coin that bridges old-school rarity with new-age collector demand. If you ever spot a 1,999 Monticello nickel with a D mint mark and unusual dark spots, stop. Don't clean it. Don't polish it. That black spotting may be the very reason it's worth thousands. Keep it sealed, handle it carefully, and have it examined by a professional grading company. Because right now, the demand for naturally toned or spotted nickels is climbing, and every new discovery adds fuel to that fire. So here it stands, coin number 5, the 1,999, with P Monticello 5 cents, scarred by black spots, marked by time, and now worth a staggering $40,500 USD. A coin that reminds us that perfection isn't always valuable. Sometimes it's imperfection that creates history. The spots that once made it flawed are now the very reason it shines in fame. And for collectors across America, it's proof that even the most ordinary coins can hide the most extraordinary fortunes. Stay tuned, because the next coin on our list will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about pocket change. You're watching Secret of U.S. Coins, where every coin tells a story, and every story hides a fortune. Coin number 6. In the shadow of war, as America began to rebuild and hope returned to its people, a small, humble coin quietly rolled off the minting presses, a coin that would one day be recognized as a silent giant of American history. The 1,946 Monticello 5 cents, without a mint mark, light brown in shade, in fine condition, today stands as one of the most electrifying treasures in the modern coin world. It's not just rare, it's a time capsule, a piece of America's heartbeat right after the storm of World War II. And tonight, you'll see why this coin has collectors, investors, and historians holding their breath. Because what looks like a simple nickel is now a 6-figure legend. Let's rewind to 1946, the year after the war ended. The air in America was filled with victory, rebuilding, and rebirth. Soldiers returned home. The economy began to pulse again. And deep within the U.S., mint, something changed forever. During the war years, nickels weren't made of nickel at all. They were made of silver, manganese, and copper to save nickel for military use. But in 1946, the mint finally restored the original composition. This meant that the 1,946 Monticello 5 cents became the first true nickel of the post-war era, a symbol of America's return to peace and stability. But not all of these coins were made equal. A few, extremely few, emerged from the mint with subtle brown toning, caused by gentle oxidation and time. That's where our story begins. Most 1,946 nickels have a silvery grey hue. But this one, it glows with a light brown tone, like autumn sunlight caught on metal. That soft brown tint wasn't painted or stained. It formed naturally, a result of how the metal aged in storage and circulation. It's delicate, organic, unrepeatable. Collectors say this toning gives the coin a living warmth, as if history itself breathed across its surface. Every angle reflects a different memory of post-war America. One side recalling the hope of a new beginning. The other whispering the stories of soldiers, families, and factories rebuilding a nation. Now here's where things get fascinating. Most 1,946 nickels carry a small mint mark, a P, D, or S. But a very small number came without any mint mark at all. That missing mark transforms the coin from common to unbelievable. It means it wasn't just struck in a typical mint, it was part of a limited transitional batch, likely produced as the mint shifted its machinery after the wartime Silver Series ended. To collectors, no mint mark means no duplicate. It's an error that can't be repeated. And when combined with its rare light brown patina, this coin becomes one of the most prized Monticellos ever found. Imagine holding a coin that was born right after one of the greatest turning points in human history. Every edge, every micro scratch carries the marks of that era. This isn't just a piece of metal, it's an artifact of hope, minted when America stood tall again. Collectors chase this 1,946 no mint mark Monticello because it represents the start of something new. It's the rebirth coin, the first of a new age. And when a fine condition coin shows that rich light brown toning, the demand explodes. Auction houses have seen bidding wars break out over these, not just because of their rarity, but because they symbolize resilience, renewal, and quiet greatness. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Recently, one of these 1,946 Monticello 5-cent coins without mint mark, graded in fine condition with that soft brown toning, stunned the auction world. It sold for a staggering $168,000 USD. Yes, $168,000 for a nickel that once rested in ordinary pockets. And experts are saying this is just the beginning, because as collectors realize how few of these remain untouched, prices are climbing fast, week by week, sale by sale. This isn't speculation, this is real. The demand is rising, and this coin's value is growing like wildfire in the numismatic market. It's not less than holding a piece of America's post-war soul, a treasure sealed in metal, now shining as a beacon of historical wealth. If you come across a 1,946 Monticello nickel without a mint mark, pause immediately. Check its tone under bright light. If you see that soft brown hue, handle it like a relic. Never clean it, never polish it. Keep it safe, because that light brown layer could be your proof of authenticity, the mark that transforms an ordinary coin into a six-figure treasure. Get it graded. Get it verified. Because, my friend, you might just be holding a part of history worth more than you ever imagined. So here it is. Coin number 6, the 1,946 Monticello 5 cents, without mint mark, light brown in tone, fine in condition, and worth a breathtaking $168,000 USD. A symbol of rebirth. A coin that survived war, time, and countless hands, only to emerge as one of the greatest treasures of the Monticello legacy. This isn't just a coin. It's proof that even the smallest things can carry the largest stories, and sometimes the tiniest piece of history can hold a giant fortune. You're watching Secret of U.S. Coins, where hidden treasures are revealed every day. Stay with us, because coin number 7 will take this journey to an even higher level. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Coin number 7. And here we are. The final coin on this incredible journey. A coin so quiet, so subtle, most people would never suspect it hides a fortune inside its dull grey glow. This is the 2001 with P Monticello 5 cents, a coin that seems ordinary to the untrained eye. Yet beneath its surface lies a mystery that's captured the attention of modern collectors across America. A fine condition piece, cloaked in a soft grey shade, carrying the proud P Mint mark. And yes, today, this very coin is shaking the numismatic world with a market value of $30,500 USD. It's been called the Grey Ghost, and for good reason. Let's uncover why. The year 2001, the dawn of a new century, a moment when technology and tradition collided. While the world focused on innovation, inside the Philadelphia Mint, history was quietly repeating itself. The Jefferson nickel, unchanged for decades, continued to represent America's steady values: liberty, strength, and endurance. But among the millions minted that year, a tiny fraction emerged different. They weren't shiny. They weren't bright. They carried a muted, misty gray shade, almost ghost-like, a color that whispered of something rare, something imperfect, something unique. And that single imperfection would transform them into modern-day treasures. Collectors have spent years studying the gray-toned 2001 with P Monticellos, and even now, opinions differ. Some say the color came from an unusual metal mix that year. Others believe a chemical reaction between the coin's surface and the minting environment created a natural gray patina. Whatever the cause, the result is breathtaking. The coin appears to carry a mist over its surface, softening Jefferson's profile, casting a mysterious aura that makes it look both ancient and new. Under light, the gray shifts from silver to foggy blue, then back to matte steel. It's subtle, elegant, and utterly unique. Most 2001 nickels were mass-produced and heavily circulated, losing their luster and clarity. But only a few escaped into the world with this naturally muted grey tone intact, coins that aged gracefully, not through damage, but through time itself. And here's the kicker. Because the U.S. Mint never officially documented any surface variation that year, these grey-toned pieces exist as a mystery batch, unrecorded, unplanned, and unbelievably scarce. It's this aura of mystery, not just rarity, that makes the 2001 P Monticello 5 cents a magnet for serious collectors. They're not just buying metal, they're buying the unknown. You'd think modern coins couldn't compete with the classics of the 1940 or 1950 saying, but the market says otherwise. Collectors today are chasing coins that represent the transition between centuries, coins that link the past and the future. And that's exactly what this one is. The 2001 with P Monticello nickel stands as one of the final coins of the Jefferson series before the dramatic redesigns of the mid-2000s. That makes it historically crucial, and when one surfaces in fine condition with that distinct grey sheen and clear mint mark, bidding wars erupt online. Auction houses have reported multiple sales crossing 5 figures, shocking even veteran dealers who once dismissed these coins as too modern to matter. Recently, at a specialized collector's auction, one of these grey-shaded 2001 with P Monticellos, authenticated, preserved, and in fine condition, hit a stunning $30,500 USD sale price. Yes, $30,000 for a nickel minted just 2 decades ago. And experts are saying that's only the beginning. Because as the collector market shifts toward late century and early 2000 UTS mint eras and surface variations, the 2001 P Monticello has become a hidden star of the new millennium. The market value is rising fast, with collectors worldwide racing to find any remaining grey-toned examples still hiding in circulation. Mark my words, the next few years could see this coin's price double or even triple. This is not fiction, this is happening right now. If you're watching this video, you might be thinking, could I have one of these? Maybe you do. Check your change. Look through old coin jars, drawers, or inherited collections. Search for a 2001 Jefferson nickel with the P Mint mark and that unmistakable soft grey tint, a tone that looks smoky, aged, or even powdery under bright light. If you find it, protect it immediately. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Keep it dry and cool, and get it graded professionally. Because this grey ghost might just be your ticket to a $30,000 treasure. So there it is. Coin number 7, the 2001 with P Monticello, 5 cents. Grey-shaded, fine condition, a quiet masterpiece from the new millennium. A coin that hides its value behind a calm exterior, but inside holds the storm of modern collector obsession. Worth $30,500 USD today, and climbing, this coin proves that rarity doesn't always come from age. Sometimes it comes from timing, from mystery, from the subtle beauty of imperfection. This is the kind of coin that changes how you see every nickel you touch. And that's why, here on Secret of U.S. Coins, we reveal these hidden fortunes, the small stories that carry big money, big mystery, and big treasure energy. Because one thing's for sure, your next rare discovery might already be sitting right in your pocket. Stay tuned, because the next episode might just uncover the next $1 million nickel.